and I don't think that there is enough of a reason to keep the facility there. Is it a money issue? I don't know, but I think at this point that since they've already been shown that they haven't been quite forthcoming with some of the terms of their license, how do we know that all the other terms are being kept? So again, I just feel at this point that the facility has probably outlived its welcome in the community, and it really should be shut down. That's all I have to say.
Thank you.
We've heard a number, and they talk about perceived dangers, and I would really like to hear from an intervener what danger is she really afraid of? I think we've demonstrated that we run a really safe facility. Certainly natural uranium is far safer than many of the elements that people are exposed to on a day-to-day basis, both in their homes, on the roads, and in the streets. What is the danger that these people are afraid of? I'd like to hear that, if I may.
Withers for the record. Far safer to me. It's far safer than other elements around this. It doesn't really make me feel comfortable with knowing what the company's cleanup plan would be should a train that's 10 foot away from the back wall of this building derails into the facility, and how contained is the uranium in there? What risks are there to people on the street around the corner if a truck crash is bringing uranium into the facility, if it's breathed in by a child on the sidewalk? Again, GE seem to have very limited information sent out to the community before the community found out themselves. So I just think that really we don't know the risks. And I don't think that saying it's safe, it's pretty safe, safer than some things, really, if something doesn't have to be where it is, if it doesn't have to be there, and there is any risk, tell me there's absolutely 100% no risk. Stand up and tell me that there's no risk to anyone in the community that anything can happen because that facility is there. And I guess I can sleep easier at night, but I don't think anyone can tell me that.
Okay, we got to move on. You have a quick addition?
Peter Rella for record. I just want to make a point. GE is required to have a risk assessment of the facility that does look at the consequences, not of normal operation, but of accident scenarios. That includes what happens if there's an accident on the train track, if there's an explosion because of the hydrogen tank. All these ones have been analyzed and show that the normal response that you would get from any type of explosion would also be appropriate to address any radiological risk from the plant as well.
Okay, thank you. Zoe, you want another question? Go ahead.
I think the intervener poses a fair question, and I think the community deserves a reasonably comprehensive answer to the what-if questions. And I don't know if they go to your website if the what-if questions are answered. And I think those questions are not terribly difficult to answer. Some of the what-ifs. What if the truck, I think you said, what if someone's having a bad day? And lots of people have bad days. Lots of people in the room are probably having a not so great day. That's a question that's probably answerable. What if a spaceship jumps on the plant is probably a little beyond the scope of what's likely to happen. So maybe I could get the company to respond to that, and